All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for taking the time out your day today to join us this afternoon. I'm Rick Wilson with Martin and Associates. Hope things are getting back to normal for your businesses out there. We're excited to welcome you to our presentation on Acumatica, the true cloud ERP system. So as some of your customers grow and hit the limits of their entry-level system, systems like QuickBooks or Peachtree/Sage 50, Acumatica can take them, to the next levels with stronger inventory control, more flexible reporting, stronger accounting controls, and many features like that. So before we get started, introduce our presenters, take care of a few housekeeping items. The presentation is being recorded, so we'll be sending a link to all the attendees and over the next few days. And if you have a question during the presentation, just go ahead and use the Zoom chat, and then we'll go ahead and plan on answer those at the end of the demo. So without further delay, I'd like to introduce Jeff Rose and Chris Isbell from our office. They'll be presenting today. And Jeff will be first with some information on Acumatica as a company. So Jeff, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, Rick. I'm going to go through just quickly an introduction of Martin and Associates. Many of you, hopefully all of you have heard of Martin and Associates, but I'm just going to do a quick introduction of us, quick introduction of Acumatica, the company, and then talk about some differentiation points of Acumatica against some of the other cloud solutions that are out there. And then once I'm done, Chris will jump into a demo of Acumatica to give you a good example and give you a look and feel of how Acumatica works. So that is our agenda. So first thing I want to talk about is Martin and Associates. So we've been in business since 1988. We're made up of office of about 25 people here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We specialize in Acumatica. We've been with Acumatica for about 5 years. We've been in business, however, since 1988. The products that we've kind of grown up with and got a lot of our expertise from is Sage 100 and Microsoft Dynamics GP. So while we haven't been working with Acumatica for quite as long, we have a wealth of experience from those 30 years of being in the ERP space. Our staff are made up of CPAs, so we have accounting and business, a depth of knowledge that not many Acumatica or other resellers would have. We have folks that are programmers, so with the Acumatica product, we can also do development in that, so we can extend the functionality beyond what is out of the box for Acumatica. We have business analysts. That would be Chris and I, or we like to think ourselves as business analysts, where we're taking yours or your customers' needs and making sure that Acumatica or other products are a fit for those needs. And then we also have some hardware technology resources because we need that for our business. So for a general overview of Acumatica, this slide is specifically to speak towards Acumatica being a global player in the ERP market. They are in virtually every market in the world, some of them branded as Acumatica, and in some regions they're branded as a different product like MYOB. If you went to Australia and you purchased or subscribed to the MYOB enterprise level solution, that would be Acumatica. So they have offices across the United States and across the world. So they are truly a global provider of ERP services. Some of the things that differentiate Acumatica from some cloud solutions, they use AWS as their public cloud for hosting Acumatica. That's their SaaS offering. So that would be a subscription to where all you have to do is bring a laptop or a computer or a tablet, and you would be able to run your ERP software on that device. No server would be needed. They also have a subscription-based solution where they're not hosting it, they're just giving you access to their software, and you can host it in your ISP of choice or in your network. It will work exactly the same way, whether Acumatica is hosting it or whether you choose to find your own hosting service or your own servers to host Acumatica. Another differentiating point with Acumatica is that their licensing is consumption-based. So what that means is that you can have all your employees in the system without incurring additional fees. So, based on your consumption level, you would have a specific subscription based on that, and then you can get everyone in the system, no matter how little they interact, whether they're just consuming information and reports and dashboards, or if they're entering in transactions, or they're just recording time. Those additional employees will not cost additional subscription fees because of those, because it is based on consumption. So the advantage of this is that you can get everyone involved and you can get benefit to all employees by using the system. Because it's a SaaS-based and web-based solution, there is a modern security. There is several levels of security so that you can rest assured that your data is safe and that your system is safe and that there are robust authentication built in. You can turn on two-factor authentication all within the software without additional fees. They're, again, because they are a cloud-based solution, they have to go through certain certification levels. So they are SOC type 1 and 2, PCI DSS level 1. So again, this speaks towards the security of the application. Acumatica is a true cloud-based system. So you can open it up in a browser of any device of your choosing. It could run on a tablet, as I mentioned, on a computer, on a phone, and then you have natural language. It recognizes natural language queries through Google and through Amazon Alexa. The general edition, so this kind of shows the breadth of types of customers that Acumatica can support. They have the general business edition. That is generally what it is traditionally called accounting, the accounting areas. So it would be general ledger, cash management, accounts payable, accounts receivable. So there's obviously a lot of businesses that need just those areas of service, and that's one edition. The construction edition, and all these editions include a series of modules that I'll go through next in the next couple slides. But the construction editions are for customers or businesses that need construction functions and features. Distribution edition includes all the general business modules, also does the distribution modules of inventory, sales order, purchase order. Manufacturing does everything that the distribution edition does, plus it's doing sophisticated manufacturing tracking. And then the Retail Commerce Edition adds to the Distribution Edition the ability to do multi-level commerce integrations with websites, through EDI, through various ways of getting customer orders into Acumatica. It's an omni-channel edition for bringing in orders seamlessly from other systems. So the modules that make up those editions include the financial management modules, the inventory management modules, project accounting, payroll, customer service, and then, customer management and field service. Customer management offers sales automation and pipeline management, lead and opportunity tracking, integrated marketing, support and case management, customer self-service portals for those support and case managements, or the support and cases that they enter, Outlook integration, and a 360-degree customer view of all activity that your customers would have. Field service adds functionality for those businesses that are out performing services out in the field, out in, as mobile technicians. So that includes service management, scheduling and dispatching of the technicians, track service contracts. So if you have a specific level of service that you need to deliver, Acumatica keeps track of those. Equipment and maintenance, so you can provide reports on the maintenance activities that have been performed on specific customer equipment. You have mobile appointment tracking, timekeeping, route management, and warranty tracking as well. The financial management modules, multi-currency GL, ARAP, and cash management. You have sales tax and use tax, as well as just tax management in general. You have deferred revenue management, intercompany accounting, recurring revenue and contracts, fixed assets tracking. The cash management module allows for bank feeds to automatically have bank transactions cleared and fed into Acumatica. You can have expense management, so your sales staff or other employees can record expenses all through a mobile device. And then AP document recognition. So if you have your vendors that are emailing invoices, or you have customers that have vendors emailing invoices, those documents can be used to create transactions inside of Actimatica without keying the data in. Inventory and order management. This is primarily for distribution companies. You have real-time inventory, lot serial tracking, multiple cost methods, automated replenishment and purchasing recommendations. The order management modules offer omni-channel order processing. So again, that's EDI, shopping cart, or any other sources for your orders can be integrated directly into the order management of Acumatica. There's flexible pricing and discounting. There is a built-in warehouse management system with barcode scanning for most transactions. You have automated drop ship and return processing, and employee requisitions and purchasing requests. There's a payroll system built in with payroll management and reporting, integrated time entry, payroll tax integration, benefits and deductions, flexible pay periods, direct deposits, overtime pay, and union and union wages and certified payroll. Project accounting for service companies and for construction companies. So you have project budgeting and cost tracking, advanced billing, time and materials, fixed price, milestone billing, contract specific or hybrid models. So all of those billing methods are available through project accounting. You have expense allocation, revenue recognition capabilities, change orders and commitment tracking, and approvals and alerts. So those modules are all built into Acumatica. This is a slide that describes the integration that Acumatica has built and they maintain with other systems. So from a order omni-channel management standpoint, you have shopping carts like BigCommerce and Shopify that are integrated natively into Acumatica. Then you also have reporting mechanisms like Tableau and Power BI, where that integration is managed by Acumatica. So this slide speaks towards the adaptability and integration capabilities of Acumatica. This slide describes the various ways that you can have data presented to your users. So there's 250 plus standard reports. There is a built-in dashboard that allows for no-code dashboards and generic inquiries, as well as custom reports. And you can integrate with Power BI, Tableau, and then there are several other ISV solutions, third-party solutions like Alexio, Tangerine, BI360, and Avizinet. In addition to those ISVs, there's over 240 other ISVs that if your customers or you have a requirement that does not fit in the Acumatica modules, that there is a good chance that it will integrate with a solution that will solve those problems. So this is an example of some of the automation and ISV solutions that exist with Acumatica. Acumatica has a strong desire to keep customers happy. And one way that they do that is they have a very generous bill of rights for the customers. So their agreements are reading comprehensible, meaning that you can read them and they make sense. So that's unusual and it's refreshing. They have a flexible open platform for rapid integrations, and the two prior slides kind of speak to that. ISVs like to integrate with Acumatica because it is open and documented. The consumption-based licensing will not inhibit your business growth. The pricing increases cannot exceed 3%. The implementations are without hidden fees. Deployment flexibility of either their hosting service or a hosting service of your choice. You can get access to your data in Microsoft SQL exports whenever you choose. So they are not going to hold you hostage or require that all the data be exported to a CSV file or a format of their choice. They are going to give you your data when you need it or if you need it. They have consistent 24/7 customer service, local business expertise, which is what we would fill in, and then those dual layers of support between their support and us. Next few slides relate to or convey that they are a highly regarded solution in the ERP space. So IDC flagged them as a leader in the mid-market cloud ERP. G2 has them as a leader or the leader in customer satisfaction. They're ranked a champion in user sentiment by Infotech. And Nucleus Research has them as a leader in usability in the ERP cloud space. And they've gotten awards. They're a PC editor of choice. They annually win the Cody Awards, and they are ranked highest by Gartner and G2 Crowd. So that concludes kind of the PowerPoint presentation part of this session. And Chris, are you ready for the demo?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yes, sir. Can everyone see the dashboard?
We can.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rick. All right. So for our demo today, we'll be featuring a number of topics around Acumatica's, modern user interface and its usability, part of what makes it so highly rated, as Jeff just spoke of on G2 Crowd and by some of the analyst firms. So we'll cover a number of things around that, as well as, just some core features in the system that help it, work for you a little bit. Some, automations and approvals and things like that. And make sure everyone can get a good feel for what a modern cloud-based ERP can do. All right, so first off, a lot in Acumatica is very customizable, and again, it's all browser-based, so any browser will work. Again, like Jeff spoke, can work on tablets and mobile devices and things, kind of any electronic internet-connected device. So right now I'm just, using a browser. And let's take a quick look at Workspaces here on the left. So if we look at all the different workspaces, they're broken out, by series or module. And these are all determined by security. So if users have access to it, they'll see it. If they do not have access, they will not even see it in their menu. But let's take a look at sales orders real quick. So up top, we have some menu tiles for commonly used items. So if I need to make a new sales order, new quote, big ones here, I can star these and make them a favorite. So they're always highlighted under my favorites menu, which is for my user only. I can easily do the same thing as I hover over items here, star those. And everything's designed. Let's take a look at the full menu. By default, it shows a quick menu of items I, as the user, commonly use. If I want to see everything, I simply hit show all, and it's going to show everything that I have security rights to. And if I never needed to edit that, I can just simply hit my configured quick menu and add and remove items. Let's say I don't need to see 9 different pick list views, just 2 of them, and I want preferences on here. So I'll exit that. And now in my quick menu, that's been updated. You can see I have my sales preferences here. Again, that's all determined by user, which is pretty helpful, getting things done. All right, let's jump in to make it, show you how easy it is to search for transactions, data, menu items in the system. Again, showing off some usability features here. So if I look for, let's just say sales order, and I start typing items in here in the global search bar, it's going to find sales orders. You can see it highlights sales price worksheets because it had that OR inside of worksheets. So easily, quickly filter out anything, in this case, screens and Acumatica menu items. But let's say I want to look for a customer, and let's say I know their phone number, at least the beginning of their phone number, 522, and menu items doesn't show me anything, but if I look under transactions and profiles, that's going to show me any information, in this case, about a customer profile Or, if I had a sales order number, a purchase order number, something like that, I can easily see that here under transaction and profiles. And I can quickly even just jump to this customer. So now I'm looking up my USA bartending customer. And right for my, search for the phone number, I can jump into that customer, see their status, see any, billing and financial settings, any contacts for that customer, activities. There's a CRM built into Acumatica that can be used. So any emails, phone calls, tasks I've done with them. Not only that, I can use the buttons up top that are frequently found on many, system records in Acumatica. Let's say I needed to make a new sales order for this customer, or I needed to record a new payment. I can also jump into some inquiries and say, hey, what's everything that's gone on for this customer? Or quickly run a report and say, hey, this customer asked for an aging. Let me just run there and see what an AR aging looks like. And all I did is start that just by entering, the first 6 digits of the phone number to find out everything. And now I'm, in 30 seconds, I'm looking at, an AR aging for that customer. So that global search is very helpful. And again, it searches menus, items, screens, transaction profiles, help topics as well. So also built into Acumatica is a very robust help and documentation system where if I, looking up payments, I can say, oh, how to set up payment methods. How do I pay invoices? How do I record other, AP invoice payments? So all that is built right in and easily accessible. All right, now we'll jump into, let's talk about dashboards for a little bit and, easily looking at data in the system. So we've seen, kind of how we can customize the workspace to the user needs, easily search for data. Now let's look at some configurable dashboards in the system. So again, these dashboards are customizable. Users can have their own if they have permissions. And then, they can be assigned security to whatever dashboards they need. But the data we're looking at is all, it's always live data. It's just as transactions happen in the system, the dashboards are going to be refreshed. So a single dashboard can have, as many, unique metrics, charts, graphs as needed. You can see here we've got a lot of KPIs. We have some beautiful donut graphs, bar charts, column charts, lists of activities, lists of customer contacts that are important, as well as we can easily filter this data out pretty quickly. So right now I'm looking at the company as a whole, but let's say I just want to look at one particular customer. I can just easily do a lookup here or hit F3, and let's look at a bartendee. So the dashboard refreshes with information that is solely applicable to this individual customer. So here I get an easy view of all kinds of data about this customer. So activities for this customer, items they've purchased in the last year, how many, the sales order amounts for the past number of months, any orders that need shipments, opportunities that we're working on, support cases that, we might be interacting with them with. But let's jump into opportunities right here, just to show you we can drill down and see the information very easily. So I'll jump in. You'll notice a couple things. One, there's a lot of filters across the top here. We're looking at our drill down filter. And for this customer, or for this view, it's showing, opportunities, open opportunities for a bartendee. with relevant information. Again, the grid's customizable by user as well. But if I want to see information about a particular record, let me highlight my side panel here, another delightful usability feature. So now you can see, because I have highlighted here in the grid op 379, it's showing me information about that. What stage that opportunity is in, when the estimated close date is. Let's say I need to change this to something a little more recent. We'll make it June, and we'll give it an owner. And you can see, just typing in some characters, it easily just searches through that data and shows me any relevant information here for quick data entry. So I'll assign that to Maxwell Baker, and I will save that record. So all that, I didn't really have to open a window. I just got that information right from the dashboard. So let's highlight another kind of possibility here. You'll see, based on this estimation date. Alrighty. So let's dig into a transaction here. For example, a sales order. We'll just make a new one real quick. So one of the things that's nice about Acumatica is when you're dealing with transactions, the layout is the same. You have a header area up top here, so your key information about that particular record. And then below that, you have all your details. And while the tabs here might change based on the transaction that you're working with, it's all laid out the same. So you're going to have, your line items, whether that's an AR invoice, an AP bill, a cash transaction, a GL entry. It doesn't matter. All these things are laid out the same. And that just enables, having that consistent screen layout just makes it a lot nicer for users to learn the system and know how to move around, know how to do things in the system. So let's we'll just pick a sales order here. Of course, I picked one that's canceled. Here's one that's open. All right. So if I'm dealing with transactions here, again, besides the header detail, we have the ability to capture notes. So everything up here is particular to this individual transaction, in this case, sales order 5228. So if I needed to add a note, I can simply add another one or take one off. Adding a note, delivery by 531. Okay, so I can simply add that note. Again, you have a visual cue that there is a note that's relevant for that record. I can add activities. I can easily attach files, either by browsing and selecting a file, or just dragging and dropping a file right onto this transaction, and it will easily attach. You can see I'll just browse and pick one real quick and easily upload. And you can attach multiple files to any individual record, and I can view that and download it. You can also upload items using the mobile app if you were looking at that on a mobile device. Okay. Again, buttons up top, I can easily process the shipment. I can see any related inquiries or reports, in this case, a sales order report. So everything's on these transaction pages, easily accessible. You don't have to fly all over the place and open up 19 windows to do anything. All right. So next, let's kind of, while we're here, we'll continue along with the detail section. So here, if I'm looking at a grid of data, again, as my user, I can customize what information is relevant to me. So on a sales order, my branch, I like my inventory item, my warehouse, my quantity. But instead of, I want to take I've got my unit measure, my quantity. I want to take unit price right over here. I want to take extended price right next to it. So I just simply drag those fields over, and now when I'm interacting with a sales order, this is what my grid looks like. So I can enter that information that I need to enter, as quickly as possible, get on to the next line. I can easily add new line. Let's take a look at, we'll add, we'll just add a Lego piece set here. And you can easily see I'm just jumping in. And now, let's say I need to change the price because they're getting a magical discount. You can see I just enter that right in, save that, and we're good to go. Again, that grid is customizable per user. And you could further customize it by hitting the left icon over here, navigating around and saying, oh, you know what? Good gracious, there's a lot of things to see here. Do I need to see all these? Do I need to move them around? That's just kind of up to the user. Very customizable grid layout, making it easy for people to capture the information they need to as fast as possible. All right, let's jump into another usability feature as far as, I'm going to make a new journal transaction here. So, sometimes, let's say you have a scenario, you have for example, a payroll entry that you need to get into the GL from your payroll system, or a point of sale system, anything like that. There are integrated ones with Acumatica. But let's just say you're not there yet. And so we'll just do a payroll entry. All right. Normally payroll entries, you can get them from your system. It's got a lot of lines, and you need to import that data right here. Instead of entering, 50 lines on a journal entry, we can just import that using Excel. So I'm going to hit load records from file. I'm going to pick a file. I believe I have one on my desktop. Okay, so I'll just pick one here. I'll upload it. I have this template downloaded already, and you can do that as well. Everything's mapped, account. My sub account is mapped to sub account, debit, credit, description, reference number. We're good. So easily, oh, you can see it's yelling at me. I don't have that GL account in the system. Let's just pick one here. And so as it does your transaction entry, you can see that it's thinking and saying, oh, this account does not exist. Let me pick my right sub account here. You can see a sub account's broken down by different records, different segments. I can hit F3 to see those. In this case, I'm looking at a division. This one goes to electronics, and this is in the purchasing department. And I'll just quickly fill out the rest. So easily, uploaded a journal entry, save that, wonderful. Now, if this is a recurring entry, say it's always the same, I could add this entry to a schedule and have that entry post, end of the month or beginning of the month, whenever I need it to. You can add multiple journal entries to that schedule, help the system work for you, so you're not having to, upload these every month or record them every month. Now, besides uploading from a file every month or adding it to a schedule, I could also copy this entry and quickly add a new one and jump right down and paste this. And you can select any entry that's in the system, copy it and paste it, and it's going to fill it out exactly the same. Where that's entry you posted last month, last year, doesn't matter. You can easily copy that, paste it. You can also save it as a template. You can see here I've got some templates here. I'll add another one. Let me save it. I'll add another one, and I'll just paste from a template. This is something that we have saved that my user has chosen to save because I do it regularly. again, this works not only on journal entries, but AP bills, sales orders, AR invoices, most transactions in the system. So pretty awesome. Alrighty. So moving into kind of some data transactions here in the system, and or data filters and viewing transactions. Let's look at some data views here. So if I am in the payables area and I'm looking at approved bills for payment, say I'm getting ready to do a check run and I need to pick the bills that I need to approve, you can see here I have a large list of bills that need to get paid. And I will uncheck this to select all my records, not just ones that need to be paid within 7 days. And now I will filter this data just by hitting your, kind of Excel normal looking filter settings and say, all right, let's look at ones where the balance, do I have balance? I do, or balance. In this case, we'll say is greater than, and we'll just say it's larger than $20,000. So we're just saying, show me any AP bill that has a balance greater than $20,000. And we will save this and we'll give it a name. We'll say bills over 20K. Okay, so now that has been filtered out on my view and showing only invoices that have a balance that is greater than $20,000. So now I could easily, check these, save them, and now those bills are going to show up as ready to be paid. Another place you can filter all your data is, let's say we're looking at orders to ship. I'm looking at everything, but let's say we just want to show ones for a particular customer. So I'm just going to select my account, and let's just say a bartendee. I can look that up. And in this case, I'm saying it equals a bartendee. So now I have easily a filter here for my data. And again, I can save that and just say a bartendee. And if I want everyone to be able to see it, not just me, I can hit shared. And now that gets added up here so everybody can see this very easily. All right. So let's jump into some features to kind of help, that shows off how Acumatica, can work with approvals and workflows and things like that. So in the system, a lot of transactions have the ability to go through an approval process. It's like AP bills, purchase requisitions or purchase orders, projects, CRM leads or opportunities and how those get assigned, AR transactions, sales orders, things like that. So an approval just means, someone has to get in and make sure that this is valid. So let's look at a purchase order approval real quick. So I'm going to close some windows here and I'm going to log out. And I'm going to log in as another user that can enter purchase orders. So I'll click purchases and I'm just going to easily add a new purchase order. And let's say, everybody's favorite vendor. And we're going to look up let's say an injection molding machine. You can see I didn't look up the inventory ID. I just typed in a description and it found my molding machine here. And I need to order one and it's $20,000. Okay, so by default, POs are on hold the way we have the system set up. So I will save this and take it off hold. And now it goes into a pending approval status. And I can no longer add lines. It's waiting to be approved. On the PO, it's got my approval details. So it's waiting for Miss Layla Beauvoir to go ahead and approve this. So I will simply jump in and do that. Okay. So as Miss Layla Beauvoir, let me jump into the Purchasing Manager dashboard. And I can see here that I have a purchase order pending approval. So I'll jump into, let's see what that is. Oh, I got PO 118. Let me go ahead and look at that purchase order. Okay, we got one machine, $500. Let's go ahead and approve that. Now it's been approved. Now this PO is open, and now people can go receive against that purchase order. And again, that is gone from my pending approval list. Okay, so that's just a sampling of how an approval process can work. And using the system, using dashboards, we could also set up email notifications. So and turn those on. They're kind of built in, but you can just enable them. So if people get a purchase order assigned to them or an AP bill, they can receive an email saying, hey, you have a new bill you need to approve, versus the dashboard view that we just highlighted. All right, so the last thing before we wrap up today is just a little bit about the built-in reporting in Acumatica. So we've seen one or two reporting methods, one dashboards, two inquiries, and how those can be customized and use conditional formatting. But as well as that, for financial reporting, there are financial reports built in. So if I look at, well, let me log out real quick here and go back in as super admin. All right, so if I look at a P&L statement, let's just say we want to see one for a rolling 12-month statement. I'm going to select that. I'm looking at my actual ledger and my period. Again, I can change this if I want to go back and look at 04 to 01 and run that report. And here I have, you can see, hey, it's smart. It's going, here's my period, my first period I selected, period 4, and that's going back 12 months and showing me a total, in this case, most recent to 12 months ago. And right from this report, if I wanted to see something, oh, hey, what was this, $90,000 cost for labor? I can jump into that transaction just by clicking on it. Shows me the details. All right, it was labor cost on this. Let's drill into that either jail account or even that sub account and see what in the world happened here. Oh, okay, look, this looks like it was from the AP module. It was a bill for some installation services. Let's go ahead and open up that invoice and see what was the cause of that. So again, this started with a financial, and I'm drilling all the way down into, in this case, an AP bill. I can see it's still open, and it was for, a big fat install. But easily accessible data right from a financial statement, easily move around the system. Didn't have to, open any new screens other than just by clicking on them. All right. So with that, we will finish the product demo, and I will hand it back over to our MC Rick. And thank you for learning more about Acumatica today.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chris. Let's see. There were a few quick questions. Maybe we can just go over these real quick and then we can wrap up. So one of the questions was, where does Acumatica host its online environment? So Chris, I guess you can cover that real quick. I know the answer, but
yeah, I can, or Jeff can. So for Acumatica, if it's Acumatica hosted, that is being hosted on the Amazon Web Services cloud, and that is maintained by Acumatica. So they manage the web server, they manage the backups, they do the upgrades. It's a great benefit.
Great. Yeah. Okay. That's good. And then the only other one that was out here is I couldn't remember if a discussion was brought up about if there's a mobile app when you use Acumatica on a mobile device. Yeah,
absolutely. We'll have to highlight that in another webinar. It's a whole good topic. There is a mobile app. It works on iOS or Android devices. And with that app, it enables you to do approvals for, transactions, see data, track and enter, expense claims. If you're, out at lunch or recording mileage or something like that, you can do it from your phone. Again, look up data, and also used in can be used in like a two-factor authentication security feature.
Right. Yep. That
and then in addition,
well for us in the office, right?
It does. And then in addition to those, so there's also the scanning application. So the warehouse management is using the mobile app, as well as the field service tech interface can be all handled within a mobile environment or within a tablet browser environment.
Excellent.
All right. Great. Thanks for diving into those items. So hopefully that answers everybody's question. I don't see anything else out there. So thanks again for everybody's time this afternoon. As I had mentioned before, we're going to follow up with sending you a link to the recording, and just contact us at Martin Associates here, and if you have any questions, etc. And hopefully you found this worthwhile. So hopefully we'll also see you on some follow-up webinars. So everybody have a great day, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Goodbye.